the investment for the Saudi to become easier. So when you speak about Neom and the e-sport now, it's a trend actually in the world. It will lead the new construction cities in the world. We're speaking about project they created from nothing. Most of it, they are focusing in the human.
Hello friends, my name is Sergey Skiruk, and I'm the head of the MENA region at Andersen. I'm glad to welcome you today to Saudi Arabia, the dream of which is to become a diversified and innovative country by 2030 and offer a wide range of opportunities for startup companies. In order to discuss the development of innovations in IT sector, large-scale projects that have no analogs, for example, mega cities like Neom and the Line, and the construction of $500 million esports city, we arrived at the capital and main financial center, Riyadh. And I'm happy to introduce our guest to you, Sheikh Mohammed AlQahtani, an investor, a passionate innovator, CEO of Saudi Arabia Holding Company, and chairman of Future Development Company. Good afternoon, Sheikh Mohammed.
Good afternoon, and thank you to have me here. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for finding time in your tight schedule. Thank you for this conversation with us. Did I miss anything while introducing you?
No, I think that's okay. As a general, that's me and my name, and this is the last positions that I have.
Sheikh Mohammed, to begin with, I'd like to congratulate Saudi Arabia on the skyrocketing growth of foreign direct investment in the third quarter of 2023. Over $2 billion, nearly 30% more compared to the previous quarter. And what's the year-over-year result according to the new investment calculation methodology that the kingdom switched to this year?
Let's start, with Minister of Investment. They just surprised us with the numbers, and I think the foreign investor, quarter after quarter, year after year, it's they increase their investment in Saudi Arabia. All of that because actually what happened in Saudi Arabia and, a lot of upgrade, changing a lot of things to the better, like starting from the system, the rules, a lot of things, and a lot of opportunity. And most important, the clear and great vision, what the leaders actually they created. Up to sometimes quarters, let's say, bigger than others, say, sometimes I think it's become some deals sometimes, or sometimes, it's up to what happened in the world. I don't have maybe a clear answer. Minister of Investment, I think they can answer for that. But as a businessman, for me to say this is normal, it cannot be every quarter, it's up. There are sometimes some big deals that's happened, so it's effect for the number. About the methodology, I think here we have the authority, they upgrade all the system about how they calculate everything, not just about the foreign investment. So they upgrade everything, their system to have accurate number for everything in Saudi Arabia, including the investment and including, let's say, the education, the healthcare, everything. So when you have accurate numbers, you can build, let's say, a great system and a solid economy. So it's not the methodology, it's not just focusing in the foreign investor money or the investment. It's for the whole country actually and economy.
Nice, good project. Do you have an IT project? Regardless of its complexity, a well-organized, dedicated team from Andersen is ready to help. Entrust the entire software development process to us to ensure efficiency, high quality, and flexibility. With an engagement model tailored to your needs, from dedicated teams to comprehensive development solutions, you will take full control over your processes. Time is of the essence. And here we will cover your back. Fill out the contact form on our website to schedule a free consultation. Start your IT project now.
Are there any advanced estimates or maybe your personal outlook for the level of FDI we can expect in 2024?
Actually, I read a lot, but, it's maybe I don't have the numbers now, but a Minister of Investment, they're working heavy actually. And the system, every day they upgrade several things. I think last 3 months or 4 months, a Minister of Commerce, he announced that they stopping some rules, or I think around 4,600. So they stop it because it's just slowed down the business and there are no meaning to use it. So to speed up the process of the business and speed up the process of the, let's say, the flow up in the relationship between the investor, local or international, with the government. So I think all of that, it will affect, to increase more and more the investor from Saudi Arabia or outside of Saudi Arabia.
Okay, the new calculation or this methodology that we have mentioned shows a steady growth of foreign direct investments since 2015. What would you say about the contribution of Saudi Arabia Holding and Future Development Company, the businesses you lead, to the increase in FDI?
When you look at the number, we are nothing. You're speaking about big numbers, what the government doing. So let me tell you something. Actually, the government for us, it's not leading us. It's our vehicle, actually. So it's by their vision, by upgrading the system, by their projects, by their engagement with the world. I'm speaking about like the investment ministry and the others like them. Actually, they make the investment for the Saudi to become easier. So as Saudi Arabia Holding Company, we start from early actually with dealing with the foreign investors. Just to mention, in 2014, we have a commitment from banks to invest in Saudi Arabia 8 billion US dollar in Mecca Metro at that time. So now actually 8 billion, it can be big number in one project, but now actually it's become easier because the world, the investor, they are believing about what happened here. So they're believing about the projects, the kind of the projects, and the vision of the government and what they are doing in the land.
Well, that's a good point, but why do foreign investors choose Saudi Arabia? Is it due to geopolitical instability in other regions or kingdom's effort to attract capital? Which reason comes first?
Yeah, which reason comes first? I think that it's up to the investor. So everyone, because of this reason, this is number one for him. But let me tell you about, my communication and meetings with a lot of my friends and foreign investors and the international investors. So what we have here in Saudi Arabia that attract them. So number one, clear vision. We speak about 20 years from now, they know exactly what they are looking for, what they should do. The vision, it's come with several programs. It support the government, the investors, the people to do it. And other thing, if you look at it, the government, they engage in the project by supporting the project. So look at that, the infrastructure, they're investing a huge amount for the infrastructure. You speak about the IT, the transportation, the logistics. So to make, let's say, the business easier. And when they are working to attracting the tourists, the visitors from outside, that helping the business, this is another thing. We're speaking about the manufacturing, as the Minister of Investment said, it's the lowest rate for the loan. The government, they provide it to you, and the land, and a lot of things. And there are another program, if you are looking to export your things, and the logistics hub, looking to have Saudi Arabia as a logistics hub. and with a great initiative there actually. So and a new specialized zone, high tech, and attracting a special companies to be in, and they built it in new model, a new business model, so it can attract actually the business people to be in. So I'm not just speaking about free tax. No, it's more than that. So that actually it make the place, it's best sometimes for the investors. Other things, it's a stable. So one of the important things, you know, when you invest in a country, you are looking for a country stable in several things: their leadership, their vision, and their system. I'm speaking about inside the country. So you cannot invest $1 billion with a country, they just keep changing sometimes, and the direction. So if you upgrade, changing for better, that's good. And this is what happened here. But if you change the direction sometimes, you cannot invest heavily actually in that country. So here, the vision, stability, I'm speaking about stability inside the country, stability how they are thinking. They just upgrade to the better. And several reasons, I think I cannot count it, but when I discuss with some investors, some of them, they are looking for a stability because they are looking to invest heavily in something. So this is number one for them. The others, they are looking for the programs. It's supporting their project when they are looking to establish it in Saudi Arabia. So everyone have something, it's come first. But I think, thank God, we have everything actually to attracting the investor to come to Saudi Arabia. All this actually coming from our leadership.
Right. So connecting those two things, Vision 2030 and foreign direct investments. So could you tell me what amount and to what sectors does the kingdom expect to attract the investment? What particular sectors are we talking about?
It can be everything, you know, because I'm not, what I read, it's everything. I think when you read, the manufacturing, the attracting all. Let's take it in two sectors, okay? If you have any good project or manufacturer, they will support you. This is one sector. The another sector, let's say, what the government looking for by itself and supporting heavily. So take as example, when you look at the electrical vehicles. So it's one of the targets, the government they are looking for. So they put a plan and they're working on it. So it starts from their investment in Lucid. Then after that, they establish a new brand called Seer with a partnership. Then, after that, I'm speaking years, sometimes 1 year between each project and another. Then after that, within that, it's establishing batteries for electrical vehicles. Then, they sign with a Pirelli to have manufactured here for the tires. And I think the last one in this chain, it's about investing in a aluminum manufacturer. I think 20 billion, yeah. And part of this business is to establish a line for the car's body. So the clear is, their vision is, it's clear. So to close the supply chain for the electrical vehicles, to have everything here inside. And I think there are, in their line, I think there are something in their pipeline. Just, when you speak about the EV. So this is just one example about how they work. Sometimes they encourage the investors, some kind of sector, encourage them to come. And if you come and you are not in their pipeline, they will support you for sure. If there are a demand in Saudi Arabia or outside of Saudi Arabia, this is what I know. Actually, this is what I read, and yeah, it's clear. So, what sector? I think the good things what they are focusing on it. So, we speak about the manufacture, healthcare, education, agriculture, logistics. And I hope I don't forget something. There are something, but this is the main things. They are working on it. Hospitality, and the entertainment.
Tourism.
Yeah, it's tourism. Yeah, they are investing heavily and supporting the investor to be in. And the demand here actually is very high on that. If you look, in Saudi Vision 2030. The target was to have 100 million visitors. They achieved that last year. They achieved 100 million last year. So they increased it to 150 million visitors. Visitors, I mean, from inside Saudi Arabia and outside. So that's good. They achieved the number, I think, 8 years or 7 years before the goal, so they just increases. So the hospitality, the entertainment, there are high demand here, and I cannot tell you this is number one because I don't have the whole number, but actually, it's one of the best here.
Several futuristic cities are planned to be built in Saudi Arabia: Neom, The Line, and the Esports City. Tell us more about these projects, please. What is their goal? What makes them unique? What about them is expected to attract investors?
You're speaking about some of the biggest projects, but I think the goal for each project is completely different from other. So when you speak about Neom and what's include, the Line project, Sandala, and Oxygon Port, and now they announce around 7 fantastic hotels, something you cannot find it anywhere, just you can see it in the movie. So their goal is different. Right. So when you speak about Red Sea Global, they have their goals. And when you speak about the Esports City, so each project there are goals. So all of them, they aligns with the Saudi Vision 2030, the big goal. So Neom, just let's speak about one project in Neom, The Line. It's let's say, it's a new city. Does not happen in the world. It's the first city to be like this, using the full technology and take care about the environment and using the renewable energy and new idea about the transportation for the human, not using the car and something like that. Everything, it will be around you within just 5 minutes walking. So you're speaking about here something completely different. You cannot imagine it. A Red Sea Global, one of the, let's say, beautiful project. A Red Sea, actually, it's rich sea with a lot of things. The people, they are looking to see it. It's very clean sea, the area where they are. And they are looking to use the land, the island that we have, I think around 3,000 islands just in Red Sea. So they start with something. Esports, another project, which is looking for two things. As you know, most of our population is young. And the esport now will be, it's a trend actually in the world, and it's part of the business. So why don't be in and trying to helping, let's say, your people and build a new, safe as you can environment for them, and be a hub for the esport in the world. So why not? We speak here about 100 billions US dollar. So they target, they invest on it, and eSport City, it's part of the eSport program actually. This is, as I know.
Right. Why was it decided to build such mega cities, mega projects from scratch, rather than modernize existing cities in the kingdom, basically?
Okay, let me tell you about what I understand. So maybe the official people, they can answer, but for me it's clear. As Saudi man, Saudi businessman, it's clear the answer. We're speaking about project they created from nothing. So Neom, it's empty area. Red Sea Global, it's empty area. So they develop it from scratch because nothing there. And it's the best area to be there. When you're speaking about project inside, let's say the cities, such as a Diriyah project, like a King Salman Park, like a eSports will be Al-Gadiya, and Al-Gadiya project, the entertainment, the biggest entertainment cities will be in the world. So to build a new area with a new design, to taking care about the human more than the vehicles, and to have a sustainable environment, I think it will be cheaper, easier, faster if you start from scratch. But with all of that, you can see now here Al-Ulayya Street, it's around us. Before the Saudi Vision 2030, it's not like that. So there are another program, they upgrade the cities. So in the past, there are no walking area. So now they have a fantastic, let's say, walking side for the people. This is after the Saudi Vision 2030. That means they take care about the city, not just the new things. And when you read about their initiative, it's a Riyadh Green and Saudi Green. So Riyadh Green, they are planned to plant 8 million trees just in Riyadh. So they start in the street, and what they are doing, one of their program, it's to upgrade the districts in Riyadh. I'm speaking about the oldest one. So to upgrade it by upgrade the walking side for the people. Most of it, they are focusing in the human. So you should have a walking side, you can have exercise, just walking with the trees. Actually, they are working on that, and they upgrade the whole parks in the cities. In the past, the park is just green area with some trees. Now, there are a section for the children, and there are a section for a basketball, volleyball, football. I think you can find it in each park. Not in each, most of it. Most of it, you can find all of this in the park. So they don't look at something and forget something. So we need this, and we need that. So because of that, what we see actually in the land, they upgrade all. Regarding to Ad-Diriyah, Ad-Diriyah, it's historical city. So how you can host million of visitors without having a big, good infrastructure. So what they are doing there, all the logistics, the parking, all the logistics for the hotels, it will be underground. So making the area and the ground, it's beautiful for the people. So there are a factory underneath, let's say, so that can happen if you have the land and start from scratch. If you just develop, let's say, the old building, you will miss a lot of things. You will miss a lot of things. You cannot do it. And, the journey for the visitors, it will not be that quality. This is my view.
so the future will not pass by those cities, and there is development as well inside the current cities.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
A significant part of Neom was supposed to be finished by 2020, but the deadlines were postponed. Now the opening of the city is planned for 2024. What is the reason for this delay?
Yeah, I cannot speak about Neom, just let me tell you about what I read. So actually in their plan, they did not announce that in 2020, the project, it will be finished. No, some of the projects, because Neom, we speak about big area. I think it's like Belgium, very big. So inside Neom, there are projects. The line, it will take a time because we're speaking about city, it will host 9 million. I think 9 or 7, I think 9 million. So we speak about city like that, new design, new concept. For sure, there are a lot of changes will happen. Why? Because you're creating the idea, the concept, all of it, it's new. So they achieved something now, that's, as what I read. Oxygen, I think they will launch a part of it, I think within the last of this year, yeah, part of Oxygen. And the Sindala, Sindala Island, they will launch it in this year. But if you ask, don't forget, the COVID, 2 years. So if you decide to work, you cannot work because, there are a lot of things you're waiting from outside to come. So there are 2 years. I think no need to count it in the timeline. But anyway, let me tell you, if there are some delay happen in the line, I can understand very well because it's unnormal. Everything is unnormal in the line. Everything unnormal. Transportation, unnormal. The building from inside, how they create, the concept that you can have everything just with walking 5, let's say, 10 minutes. It's a new concept, so how they will do it? I think they will continue to develop it. If someone asks me what's your advice, I would say, take your time. We need a great project because Neom, the line, it will lead the new construction cities in the world. So take your time, make it perfect. And easy for me, take your time to develop the idea. So the challenge here, it's a new school for the art, for the designer, for everyone. It's a new school. You don't build something like this. You don't use, you just use the basic information about engineering, creating something no one do it. Not just no one do it because no one do it, no one do it, and it's more beneficial. So, as a man, I'm saying, I'm okay. Take a little bit time, but actually don't announce it in 2020. 2020, they're speaking about some project, they will launch it. So now it's in the line, I think it's
Saudi Arabia is quickly becoming a technology hub. Google, Huawei are opening their data centers in the kingdom. What makes it possible to attract those tech giants to the country and kind of lure them away from, traditional developed markets like the United States or China? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they are working in America and China. It's their hub, and they're coming to here because what they find here. So it's back me to the first question or the second. I told you the government leading the developing in Saudi Arabia, which is sometimes it's abnormal. Usually when you speak about the IT, the technology, normally the companies they're leading, let's say, like what happened in the United States. So the big companies, it's a private sector. But the great things here in Saudi Arabia, who using the technology, who start to using heavily, the government. our e-government now, it's fantastic. So you can do all your business, individual or as a business, from your home. All the license, all, everything, you know, they make it our life easy. So the government, they believe and they are work and support. They're working, use it, and they have a vision for the technology, and they support anyone working on it. So with their beliefs, they built, you know, as I see, all the projects, all their programs, it's need a IT infrastructure. So the government, they invest heavily in the IT infrastructure. So when you have that technology infrastructure, you can attract the big companies. They cannot be here without the infrastructure for the technology. They can do nothing sometimes, let's say. So, which is actually, you know, I'm so happy when I hear, you know, one of the biggest data center, Google, they announced it to be here. Next day, Huawei. So it's great news for me actually to hear it, for any Saudi to have it. So that will support the whole business. So the government using the technology, even the private sector. So it become, let's say, a good project for them.
And what about small tech startups? Do they feel comfortable in those environments? What conditions are created for them, like small companies?
Yeah, there are a lot of programs for them. Yeah, a lot of programs. So accelerator, I think we have several one, more than one. And the government support, there are several funds, you know, supporting the startups. Just, I think, you know, Aramco 2 or 3 days ago, they increased one of their funds investing in startups to become 7 billion. And they have another fund. This is just Aramco. And we have here a SVC, Saudi Venture Capital. They're investing in a good term, actually. And the private sector, they start to establish, we have several VC funds here. The government, they support, well, even the Saudi or non-Saudi. If you register your company here in Saudi Arabia, they will deal with you as Saudi 100%. So you will receive, let's say, equally like Saudi, any support that you can have it. So yeah, the startup, they believe, you know, the biggest project, it's a start from the startups, from the small business. So not all of it will success, but some of it will have, let's say, a great business. So they believe, they invest on it, they support it with the several programs, even with the accelerator, they can host you, as I read. So there are, yeah, it's very important, you know, I read a lot about it, how they support it. And they, believe me, to have the biggest player here. So like what you mentioned, you know, Google and Huawei, and now Oracle, Microsoft, all of them, Amazon, I think they will support, you know, if you have all of them in your country. And the startups, I think it's a good environment for them because they need all their system, you know, they need a data center, they need so it's good to have them in the same country, not just to contact abroad.
In 2024, the development of which technology is the kingdom most interested in? Is it fintech, health tech, artificial intelligence? Maybe you can name something else.
Yeah, I think what you mentioned is important, but I think, you know, like what I read, it's one of the important things, the education. So it's one of they are working well on it, but I think they announced about programs on that. And the agriculture, yeah, so how use the technology and the AI actually to improve the agriculture with saving the water and increasing the yield and the automation. And I think, you know, it's all the system or program that it can increase increase, let's say, the quality of the business. I cannot cover it, but I think we are part of the world. So everything it can help the people, the environment, the health, the education, the finance, business, industry, all of it. I think it can have a great job here and support from the government. This is, it's clear. You can read it in their websites, actually, all the authorities' website. Yeah, that's it.
Getting back to fintech, well, it seems to me and to all of us that fintech industry is already pretty much developed here in Saudi Arabia. But you predict further boom of some parts of this sector of the economy. What kind of niches are there? Is there any niche for investors, or maybe some sectors of this fintech industry would be interesting for investors?
As someone, actually, I use the application. I think, there are, a lot of sectors, and there are great opportunities actually for the investors from inside and outside. The good things, it's SAMA, the Saudi Central Bank, they supporting, and they have, let's say, their lab to testing everything. So if you have app, just say you can have, let's say, your communication with them, and they support you, to testing the system if it's work. And they upgrade actually several, as I read, several rules, like in the past, it's the banks not allow the third party to have your information. Sometimes you need to have, you need to give authorization for a third party to, let's say, for analyze, let's say, your expenses, something, or to doing something, say, now actually in the system now, actually they are working on it. I think, I don't know if they announce it or they will announce it. So that means it will open great opportunities. Now, let's say, in the small investment, now fintech, they are working well on it, like the Crew Fund and others. In the past, if you have just a little money, you cannot invest it. So now by fintech, they open gate for you. So they helping the business and the investors, who's have a little amount. So the booming, I think, it's still, I think there are a big place for the investors. With the government now actually support, and the desire from the people, young generation, even if I'm not young, but actually I prefer and I like, the technology from I'm young, So I have email before a lot of people, they have email here. So I have email, I cannot send to anyone. So just, subscription here or there just to receive something, through the email. But what I'm saying, new generation, population, they are young, so all of them, they will love it, they will like it. So now let's say, just take as example the wallet. STC, they established their wallet. It's working very well, very well. Now they have a new bank, actually, and we still, let's say, the room still big, and it's need sometimes a new idea, new concept, sometimes just copy something outside and develop it, because it's not here. So there are a demand, for sure, and there are a government support. The good things, the government, how they facilitate the rules and supporting, the business,
Well, our company is also engaged in health tech. How interesting is this area for Saudi Arabia, given the fact that you have just mentioned that basically an average age of a citizen is less than 31 years. So what I mean is that youth loves technology, but of course, in terms of health tech or medical services are less demanded among them. What do you think about that?
Okay. Let me tell you, you are in a great area. And I will speak with you as someone, as a user, okay? You know, I'm a businessman, I'm not from the government, but I'm not speaking here as a businessman, as a user. So there are a huge development in Ministry of Health using the technology in the healthcare. Starting from user, we are outside. So they create a phone. This is number one, you know, you can call, ask anything, but there are applications. Everything you find it there. You know, all your calls, you can, let's say, appointment, your medicine, everything you can find it there. And, you know, by app, you can go to any pharmacy to have your medicine. And this is just, let's say, one sector, how you deal with the patients or something. When you work inside, let's say, the hospital, how they use the tech, it's great. So the robotic, they believe in it and they use it, but it's still, you know, and they, for the management, it's a big area, it's important. As you know, the health tech part of it, it's related to the management, how you manage the patient, how you manage the team, the crew, which is very important to have, to make it easy for the employee and to take the full advantage from them. One of the initiatives, let's say, the e-file. So when you go to any hospital, now it's new actually, I think 2 years they announced about it. So all your information, the medical information, it will be in a place here in cloud or in Saudi Arabia. So when you visit any hospital now, they can see your track record, your health track record, which is that, you know, it's very important. In the past, each hospital, it's like independent. So when you speak about the healthcare, I cannot count, you know, the projects there, but there are a lot of projects. And Minister of Health, you know, as businessman, I know how they are welcoming any new ideas and something it can work, improve their business. Yeah, that's the good things, you know. Maybe it's part of the answer or not. When you visit officials, even the head, they know about the technology. I'm not saying more than you, but you will find a synchronized between you and him. So he understands very well. So make your presentation, let's say, a short and go to the point. So, you know, when you find the leaders like that, it's make the business easy. So you can understand them and they can get you easy. So I think, yeah, it's a big space here when you speak about the healthcare, the tech in the healthcare, it's a big space and it still need a lot of initiative, ideas to developing, let's say, the healthcare. And as you said, you know, a young population and they are familiar with all apps and something. And, you know, there are sometimes some apps you can sync between the lifestyle, let's say, app with the healthcare. And actually, by the way, you know, I find it there, you know, open a gate, let's say, gateway between some apps and Minister of Health app, like it's named Sahati. So, like, they collect the data, like how many steps and, you know, and
Some
blood pressure,
exercises.
something, yeah. So it's good to have it, let's say, not just in the app, no, it's in my profile, in my medical profile. And I think it's still, like what I said, it's a big area and it's non-stop a business here, you know, you can developing the business, developing the healthcare, all healthcare sector. But what I believe, it's what is the great is that no need to convince a lot, just bring a great idea, something it can work, and there are a clear benefit from it. The profit, inshallah, will have it, but to bring a lot of benefit, this is, you know, this is my strategy when I, when I visit the ministers here or there. what is the benefit? How we increase your benefit? So that's it. So I think it's a great business, and it's, let's say, it's a noble business.
Sheikh Mohammed, let us switch to artificial intelligence. What is the place in general? What is the place of Saudi Arabia in the global AI development race? What do you think?
About the ranking, maybe you hear about it, they announce about something. But I think the AI, as what I read and what I see, it's one of the key elements the government, they take care about it to increase the economy, supporting increasing the economy by having, let's say, the right, accurate information, analytic, something like that. So AI, it looks like in the heart of the Saudi vision, let's say in the technology initiative, and I think they establish a authority for that. It's a AI authority, AI and
machine learning, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So SDAIA, Saudi data and artificial intelligence. Yeah, SDAIA, and they are working well by education. And there are a lot of programs, for the Saudi to developing them, and partnerships sometimes with a business sector, and leading actually the government initiative in this sector.
And what do you think? What's the attitude towards AI in Saudi Arabia? Are citizens, business, and government basically ready to trust it? And where are the limits of this trust?
Don't worry about the government, because actually, they know how they deal with it. So I'm not worried about it. But as you know, when you have a new tech or sometimes new idea or concept, yeah, there are risks on it. But I think it's not that bad, very bad, let's say. There are risks, like any risk you can have it. When the technology starts, how you can have all your information in the laptop? Okay, the people they don't trust, they are worried, all the documents it will be in just one data, let's say small shape. Or then, it's come another things. It's when they use the cloud and transfer the information, the people so worry about the privacy. They handle it, they manage it. So, I believe there are no privacy here actually, but the people, they handle it. I think AI, it's same. The difference here, AI, it can helps a lot. Now, let's say, they are in the first steps, which is, it's not the complete ideas there from the AI, but still, we need it, we use it.
No, my point was basically that a number of experts just claim that AI is pretty dangerous. It is developing too rapidly, is incomprehensible to people, it is uncontrollable to some extent. So where is this trust, basically?
Okay, they are right.
Can we trust to the whole our lives to AI or not? That's basic.
We cannot leave the AI to handle our life. So we need to use it. It should be under control like anything else. So what the expert said, I read what some of them write. They are right. If you leave everything for the AI or for the technology or everything. So it's like, let's say the reports, when you use it in the medical issue, it should be there are a expert to use it and to handle it. So we cannot leave everything for AI, and we cannot be, let's say, it's good to be worried, okay, to use it well, okay? But I think there are a side effect. Like any new things, there are a side effect, and there are people you can control them. They just ask and believe 100% what they receive, or it's happened now actually. But this kind of people, you cannot control them. But what I'm saying for the business, it's very important, and I think we should take care a lot about it, and they take care about the dangers that it can happen from it, even if we cannot control it. sometimes.
Yeah, to add on that issue, the most common concern we hear is that AI will take people's jobs, right? So, for example, and recently it was announced by Duolingo, a famous language app, that they're gonna kind of decrease their staff by 10%, leveraging the AI, basically. So my question is, how will be the interaction between humans and AI in the labor market, how it will develop? And what do you think, which tasks will inevitably be automated and where humans are still indispensable at all?
Okay, let's start with a big, let's say, subject. It's about AI and the jobs. So I think that's happened normally with every new things, when they automated the manufacture, when they, from long time that's happened. They are worried about job. The government's job, they should create a job, but not killing the business. So let's speak, when some softwares it's appear and the people, the company, they start to use it. Some people, they're losing their job because they are a writer, we need some people to write. So they die, no, they find another job. So I'm speaking with you and I have children. I'm worried about their job. I'm looking for them to have a job, okay? So I'm not someone, I don't care. But AI or the technology, it will helping the people. It will helping, the people in their economy, in their healthcare. And, in healthcare, sometimes the technology it can help you more than the doctor. It can big assist for the doctor, I'm right? And he can take care about a lot of patients more than to be with one, because why? No need to wait, let's say, the nurse to bring something and, some files, everything, it's there and with some support. So what I'm saying, I think the humanity to help them, educate them, take care about them, using the AI and other things, I think this is number one. Number 1-1, it's the job. Why? Because they will find a place, and the government, they will find a place. Let me tell you about just what happened here in Saudi Arabia. So they, in university, in the education, so they're shifting the people for the college and creating some new college. It's for the market need. Okay. This is, just the government, they can do that. Now, it's okay. Where's the place, or the jobs? There are no demand, just to slow down, or, the college that, graduate people from there. So shift them to another place. So it can take a place. Yeah, it can take some place, but there are another place for them. So what is the job for them? Yeah, I think this is the government's job. And they, until now, they're doing good. In the past, we are suffering with a lot of things, just waiting the people to do it. Now with the technology, it's become great. Let me tell you, just, answering the emails. Now with ChatGPT, it's become easy. I don't need anyone to write it for me. You like to tell him, just tell him, I'm sorry, I cannot answer. I cannot attend. Just you need a short answer with respect. So in the past, ask someone maybe, okay, this, that. No, it's easy for you to write. So does it take a job for someone? Yeah, it takes some task, but I still need him for something. But for him, he needs to improve himself. Look at that in the past. How is there someone to have a degrees from the university, like, baccalaureate or something? It's very important to have a job. Now, what is it now? No, they are looking for specific diploma or something, Yeah, this is now become more important and with high salary. So it's not that just, the place for the jobs. Everything is changing. And they are knowing, the people they know, what is, let's say, what is the area that I can study, I can be in, I can take more salary. So I think regarding to AI and a job, I think you have my answer. and we need the people actually to increase the benefit from AI and others. Okay, so the people, they will. I think there are two ideas. You know, when I hear a Elon Musk, you know, it was an event. Elon Musk and who's the Alibaba president?
Jack Ma.
Jack Ma. You know, I think it's same. You know, someone he's speaking about. I think maybe the truth, in my view, it's between them. So no one is wrong, actually. Yeah. No one is wrong. And so it's something between. We're speaking about the future, about the far future. We don't know exactly what will happen. But for me, you know, if you ask me, now I think I will take benefit from it. As I read, our government take a lot of benefit from it. And they still use it. I think, you know, the last one, it's a Minister of Investment, they sign a contract with I think, company or alliance to managing the data, the contracts, a lot of things. And, you know, organize it. And one of things, you know, to collecting the data and analyst. Look at that. If you are in position, you have a lot of reports from everywhere. Okay, you are looking just let's say sometimes a quick support, quick vision. It will give you a view. Then you need the expert to read it to have their opinion. You cannot have the expert because you have few numbers to read all of it. You cannot. So use the tools to, let's say, filter it to see their ideas. So I think, this is what I think. I hope I covered the answer, but I think your question's more than that. But this is what I remember. Sorry.
Sheikh Mohammed, thank you for impressive ideas and insight. Thank you for your time. It was truly inspiring and useful conversation.
I hope that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.